every story appears ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
Core TV News, expanding your view.
Good evening and welcome to Core TV News Prime Time News at 9:45 p.m. I am Sabena Izoku. Tonight on our major story, Nigeria accepts United States offer to deploy troops in search of abducted schoolgirls. And also in this program, Army authorities direct all military formation nationwide to audit weapons and equipment. Cameroon denies harboring Boko Haram, says abducted Nigerian schoolgirls not in its territory. And outside Nigeria, Ukraine looks for international help ahead of presidential election. Now the details. President Goodluck Jonathan has accepted the offer made by President Barack Obama to deploy United States troops and equipment in Nigeria to assist in locating the schoolgirls abducted from government secondary school Chibok, Borno State. Special advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Reuben Abati, disclosed this in a statement. Abati says the offer of assistance was conveyed to Jonathan by the U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry in a telephone conversation he initiated on behalf of Obama. He added that shortly after the telephone conversation, the president also met with security chiefs in continuation of efforts aimed at rescuing the schoolgirls. United States says it's feared many of the 276 schoolgirls kidnapped in Chibok 3 weeks ago have been smuggled abroad. State Department spokeswoman Mary Harf shared Washington's assessment after reports say the girls had likely been taken to nearby Chad or Cameroon. She says the senior State Department official Sarah Sewell is on her way to Nigeria and will meet with senior officials in the coming days to discuss the incident. President Barack Obama has been briefed by his national security team on the kidnapping, according to White House spokesman
What I can tell you is
Jay
that,
Carney.
we view what has happened there as an outrage and a terrible tragedy. The president has been briefed several times, and his national security team continues to monitor the situation there closely. The State Department has been in regular touch with the Nigerian government about what we might do to help support its efforts to find and free these young women. As Secretary Kerry said, we will continue to provide counterterrorism assistance to help Nigerian authorities develop a comprehensive approach to combating Boko Haram. We continue to stand firmly with the people of Nigeria in their efforts to bring the terrorist violence perpetrated by Boko Haram to an end while ensuring civilian protection and respect for human rights. This is an outrage and a tragedy, and we are doing what we can to assist the Nigerian government to support its efforts to find and free the young women who were abducted. There is no question that Boko Haram is a terrorist organization with heinous and malicious intent, and we are going to do everything we can to assist Nigeria in their efforts to find and free those young women, those girls.
British Foreign Minister William Hague has condemned the abduction of the schoolgirls, describing it as disgusting. Speaking in Vienna, Hague says the United Kingdom is offering practical help to Nigeria, but did not give further details. He added that the matter must first and foremost be dealt with by the Nigerian authorities. Anger and frustration have escalated in Nigeria at the government's failure to find the girls, with calls now mounting for the United States and other Western countries to help find the schoolgirls.
That they should not give any support to such a vile organization. We have offered assistance. Our High Commissioner in Nigeria continues to offer assistance. We continue to discussed that with the Nigerians. So Britain is offering assistance, but of course the primary responsibility for dealing with this rests with the Nigerians, and we hope they will do what is necessary to reunite these girls with their families.
President Goodluck Jonathan says the fact-finding committee on the adopted girls is not a replacement for search and rescue efforts. He gave the assurance while inaugurating the committee in Abuja. President Goodluck Jonathan again promised to do so and do everything to bring the girls back, a position echoed by the committee chairman Ibrahim Sambu. The Chief of Army Staff, Kenneth Minima, has issued a directive to all military formation in the country to audit all equipment and materials in the custody. The Director, Army Public Relations, Olajide Lale, disclosed during a press briefing in Abuja that the Army authorities decided to initiate the equipment and material audit to identify and remove logistic bottlenecks that could hamper the ongoing operations against insurgents in the northeast. It says that the exercise would focus on identification of areas where equipment and materials were in short supply, unserviceable, or even obsolete. The Army spokesman Alao revealed that the authorities would ensure strict compliance with the Nigerian Army maintenance policy in order to ensure optimal utilization of equipment. Nalaye added that the major preoccupation was the emergence of a Nigerian Army that could effectively handle long operations in defense of the country and the citizenry. Meanwhile, Nigerian Army authorities have deployed more soldiers on the streets of Abuja and its environs ahead of the World Economic Forum. Army spokesman Brigadier General Olajide Lale reveals that it was part of a move to secure the federal capital city. He also solicited more public cooperation for the war against terror. Meanwhile, Cameroon's Communication Minister Issa Chiroma Bakari has rejected assertions that the adopted girls kidnapped 3 weeks ago from the boarding school in Chibok, Borno State, northeastern Nigeria, had likely been taken to Cameroon or Chad. The minister, who spoke against the background of the widespread protests over the abduction, says Cameroon is not haven for bandits like Boko Haram.
We would like to stress that these affirmations are devoid of any basis. Such affirmations are devoid of any basis. Cameroon will never serve as a rearguard base for to destabilize our countries. Quite the contrary. Our country is victim to an unstable security situation that exists in certain countries. It is subjected to attacks launched from neighboring countries by inhabitants of those countries. I would like to reiterate our availability to cooperate in good faith with governments of neighboring countries to combat cross-border crime, while respecting the territorial and sovereign integrity of each country. I would also like to reassure Cameroon's population that the head of state, His Excellency Paul Biya, has given strict instructions and ensure that appropriate measures are taken so that Cameroon can remain this haven of peace and stability for which many countries envy us. Our defense and security forces are working and watching so that Cameroonians and those who live here can go about their business in peace.
The Association of Industrial Security and Safety Operators have called for the use of technology in the search for the kidnapped 234 schoolgirls. This came as some members of the international community told the federal government to intensify efforts on the search. Seun Awashika has more on this report.
Barely 24 hours after President Goodluck Jonathan told the nation that the federal government is clueless about the whereabouts of the adopted girls and that no one had claimed responsibility, Boko Haram has spoken up. The terrorist group not only claimed responsibility, it also threatened to sell the girls for 2,000 naira each. This security expert wants the federal government to explore the use of technology in dealing with the situation.
First of all, we need to get satellite imagery of when the immediate post-seizure period, such that we'll know the direction that those trucks went. Trucks, you cannot hide too much. We need to get some more satellite imagery of large swaths of Sambisa forest. We need superior technology at this time.
It is now 22 days since the girls have been kidnapped. Global protests have also aligned with the belief that the federal government and the military are not doing enough to rescue the girls.
Not just Nigeria's issue, but an issue that the whole world should have to contend with and think about. And I think in turn, I think that the president and the federal government should be making very clear, both in word and action, that this is not just a problem that the North has. It's a problem that all Nigerians have, and that they should work together to solve.
Generally speaking, we should disclose as much as information, such as what they are wearing, from where to where they're moving, what was their position, so that you can get as much information from the community and the local people.
The story of the kidnapped girls have now gained significant international attention and support. Sympathy rallies have been organized around the world, leaving the federal government to a somber position. Seyi Awoshika, Core TV News, Lagos.
Commander of the Joint Task Force in Niger Delta, Emmanuel Tewe, says the task force has renewed strategies aimed at reducing the attacks on the oil installation. Tewe made a disclosure during the operational tour of the Joint Task Force formations and units in Rivers. He says the new strategies were in conformity with the renewed military architecture put in place to confront current security challenges facing the nation. He claims this current wave of security challenges facing the nation will soon phase out due to renewed commitment and strategy put in place by the security agencies. He calls the Nigerian groups and corporate organizations to provide useful and timely information that will enable them to mount their security challenges. He added that the Joint Task Force had made tremendous progress in curbing recurring attacks on the nation's oil installations through arrest of oil thieves and pipeline vendors and sea pirates. He said the task force intensified operations in the past 6 weeks, which led to the arrest of 14 vessels carrying illegal crude and petroleum products in the waterways. According to him, the vessels and crew members are currently facing investigations and will be prosecuted if found guilty of sabotaging the nation's economy. Witness of policemen killed in Alukio village, Nasarawa State, a year ago says they were yet to receive the monetary assistance promised them by the Northern States Governors Forum. The spokesperson for the Windows, Afiniki Daniel, made this known to journalists in Akwanga. She said they appealed to the forum to redeem the 100 million naira it pledged to the windows of over 70 policemen killed in May 2013 by Ombasian militias. Dana reveals that some of them had degree, diploma certificates and urged government, individuals and corporate organizations to offer them employment to start a new life. The Edo State Governor Adams Oshomole comes under pressure as 14 dumps his administration. There's more on this after the break. Stay with us.
Core TV News, expanding your view.
I don't think the election was actually...
What are the people saying? 5 local government out of the 13 local government is more than many states in the north. The economy is booming. Where is the economy booming? Bomb blast in Abuja. Don't you have security? Why are we fighting?
Presidency should not just sit in Abuja or in Asokoro or wherever he lives.
The are sponsoring this local haram. They know them. Men cannot be there and be there at the same time.
The life of the citizens, community need to be protected.
It can't work out.
Bring the message of peace. Let there be proper devolution of power from the center. The center is too powerful.
The people, only on Core TV News.
Every day, every hour, and every minute, news break in Nigeria.
Things happen so fast, it's most times difficult to track and comprehend them. But that's what we do right here on Digit 360. 2015, would you want to come back again?
It's like asking Jesus Christ if he knew he was going to die, will you want to come back as the savior of the world again?
We do not just help you track the stories, we break them down, explore all the angles, analyze the issues so that you can fully comprehend the stories and use them to make the right decisions.
From time immemorial, women have birthed life, shaped character, and by extension, influenced the society. Moremi of Ife, Emoten of Benin, Queen Aminat of Zaria, all women of influence and power.
Whether it's before election, after election.
How ironical. Women being so powerful, yet have few grounds in decision making.
They see you as weak, and I see you as a wife to a man.
We are talking women in politics.
A woman will be bold enough to stand up and say, I want to become president of Nigeria.
Only on Core TV News.
Welcome back. 14 senior special assistants to Governor Adams Oshomole of Edo State, 3 director and 1 board chairman in the state have resigned their appointments and membership of the All Progressive Congress APC. Call TV News gathered that the officials openly resigned their appointment and membership of the party in Benin during an enlarged meeting of some aggrieved members of the party. More than 3,000 members of the APC in the state also resigned their membership of the party during the meeting. The former chairman of the defunct Action Congress of Nigeria, ACN, in the state, Tony Omoage, told journalists that the aggrieved members resigned due to lack of internal democracy in the APC. The promise by the leadership of the All Progressive Congress to retain power in all southwestern states under its control has come under heavy fire as the People Democratic Party in Ogun State says it will wrestle power from the Amosun-led administration come 2015. Taminoyemi Speedy Bote has the details.
The atmosphere in Abeokuta, Ogun State capital, is that of a politically conscious society. The recently concluded All Progressive Congress state executive elections, which was conducted by 2 factions of the APC, also awakened the political consciousness of the locals. While the governor believes the development experience in the last 3 years under his administration is unprecedented, opposition believes the Amosu-led government has only succeeded in plundering the state.
The 2011 election, APC was able to win that election because of the division within us. The party leaders in PDP are the cause of our problem in PDP. But now that everybody has decided to win in 2015, we are now working together. We thought it is better for us, for your enemy in PDP, to win the election come 2015 than your best friend to lose.
On the current wave of defection experience in political parties across Nigeria, the Commissioner for Information, Yusuf Olaniyonu, says that those joining the All Progressive Congress in Ogun State are impressed about the level of development.
I believe that they are speaking from the point of view of the fact that if we couldn't do it and we didn't have the good sense of doing it, nobody else should do it.
However, this PDP stalwart feels the APC claims are false, and on the contrary, the Amosu-led administration has lost a lot of followers.
This is the very first time I have seen a political party in government, and people are leaving that government to go to the party that is in opposition in that state.
The infrastructure development in the state was also ranked low by the opposition, a position the Commissioner for Information vehemently opposed.
Outside my office here, you will see the good road that Ibikola Amosun is constructing in Abeokuta. But don't forget, Ibikola Amosun is not the governor of Abeokuta State. He is the governor of Ogun State. And I cannot see anywhere where you will see good roads like this in other areas rather than Abeokuta. It's not doing well. It's not doing well at all.
Time the governor goes on inspection of these projects to monitor developments, which he does on a daily basis. He does not retire into his house any day after leaving office without inspecting at least 2 of the projects. Then again, how can anybody say that the bridge of the Djibouti is not necessary? Have you traveled on that road? When there are about 4 roads meeting at one point and there is nothing demarcating it.
The PDP has experienced strong desire to take over the administration of Ogun State from APC in the 2015 governorship election.
I can tell you, Ibikunle Amonsu came into office by mistake, and he will get out of that office by his own mistake as well.
My father, forget about political platforms being different. This man is doing so well in Ogun State. So, well, if those people I've mentioned, if either PDP or Labour still say that their opinion does not count, then I guess they don't exist in Ogun State again.
The alt race for the Okemoson government house is taking a stronger dimension as political gladiators in Ogun State politics are talking tough on what will be the outcome of the governorship elections in the state in 2015. Events in the near future will reveal how all of this will play out. Tamnemi Spidibote, Core TV News, Abeokuta.
As part of efforts to use science and technology chart the development path, the Ekiti State government has inaugurated the Science Integration Committee. The body is aimed at introducing science and technology in all tiers of education in the state. Rashid was there and filed in this report from our studio.
Pride and glory of every nation in the 21st century is its technological independence, as this defines the country's position in development. Governor Kayode Fayemi, while inaugurating a committee of academia to chart a course for the integration of science and technology in the state, explained that the only solution to developing a nation's economy is technological inclination.
2 main bases of globalization are information and innovation, which are in turn highly knowledge intensive. Internationalized and fast-growing information industries produce knowledge goods and services. Today's massive movements of capital depend on information, on communication, on technology, and knowledge in global markets.
Participants at the occasion equally emphasized optimal use of technology for development.
A very good institute of science and technology, it will be a veritable tool for us to power the economy of this state.
If you look at all the nations of the world that have developed, they develop based on science and technology. No nation can develop without science and technology.
Ekiti State was one of the states to first establish a University of Science and Technology in the country. The former Vice Chancellor, Ekiti State University of Science and Technology, Samuel Bamidele, says technology is of paramount importance to national development.
There's no doubt. It's not Ekiti State alone. Any nation in this information society that downplays science and technology will not go anywhere. So I think the government is going in the right direction. But like I said, truth is constant and it's vindicated our position concerning the University of Science and Technology Ifakekiti.
This kind of initiative that emphasizes massive investment in science and technology, no doubt, has the capacity to develop infrastructure and ultimately the economy of the state.
Comments from some Nigerians that the insurgency plaguing the northeast will deter foreign investors from investing in the country may not be true after all. This was gathered from the sideline of a Japanese trade mission visit to Nigeria. The Lagos event put together by the Nigerian embassy in Tokyo saw investors from Japan interacting with their Nigerian counterparts on the number of issues including security. Tomi Ojo's report is compiled from our studio.
Ahead the World Economic Forum on Africa in Abuja, the Embassy of Nigeria, Tokyo in Japan organized a Japanese trade union visit to Nigeria. The Nigerian ambassador to Tokyo and a Japanese investor says the trade investment partnership will be of great benefit to Nigeria and other countries involved.
Basically, this is a trade
an investment mission organized to enable Japanese investors to explore the opportunities that the Nigerian economy offers.
Okay, but do you think that it would be beneficial to your country?
Yes, I think so.
Although comments from some quarters have indicated that the Northeast insurgency will reduce foreign investment flow to the country. Top officials of Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry assured that the claim is far-fetched.
It gives a first-hand experience of what is happening in the environment. You will recall people have been talking about security challenges. Seeing is believing. They have been around and they have been able to experience it. The kind of challenges we are having in Nigeria today is not peculiar to Nigeria. Terrorism is a global phenomenon, and I think the government is trying to address it.
And all this also indicates that there is a lot of interest in the Nigerian economy. Even in spite of all the stories, all the negative things that are happening, all the security issues, you can see the number of people that have come. So once investors see opportunity, once they smell opportunity anywhere, they will go there, even when there are some risks to be taken.
Yusuf, however, expressed disappointment that the small-scale businesses are not involved in the World Economic Forum on Africa.
Ukraine seeks international help ahead of its forthcoming presidential election. Find out more in this after the break.
From time immemorial, women have birthed life, shaped character, and by extension, influenced the society. Moremi of Ife, Emotan of Benin, Queen Aminat of Zaria, all women of influence and power.
Whether it's before election, after election.
How ironical. Women being so powerful, yet have few grounds in decision making.
They see you as weak, and I see you as a wife to a man.
We are talking women in politics.
A woman will be bold enough to stand up and say, I want to become president of Nigeria.
Only on Core TV News.
Core TV News, expanding your view.
Every day, every hour, and every minute, news break in Nigeria. Things happen so fast, it's most times difficult to track and comprehend them. But that's what we do right here on Digit 360. 2015, would you want to come back again?
It's like asking Jesus Christ if he knew he was going to die, will you want to come back as the savior of the world again?
We do not just help you track the stories, we break them down, explore all the angles, analyze the issues so that you can fully comprehend the stories and use them to make the right decisions.
I don't think the election was actually...
What are the people saying?
5 local government out of the 13 local government is more than many states in the north.
The economy is booming. Where is the economy booming?
Bomb blast in Abuja.
Don't you have security?
Why are we fighting? Presidency should not just sit in Abuja or in Asokoro or wherever he lives.
Fellas are sponsoring this local around. They know them. Men cannot be there and be there at the same time.
The life of the citizens, community need to be protected.
It can't work out.
Bring the message of peace. Let there be proper devolution of power from the center. The center is too powerful.
The people, only on Core TV News.
Welcome back. Ukraine's Foreign Minister Andriy Deshisia appealed to the international community to help ensure a presidential election can go ahead on May 25th, despite provocations backed by Moscow. The Ukrainian government, according to him, is committed to the presidential election on the planned date and have asked all partners to send international observers to Ukraine to monitor the elections.
We have agreed that the priority for the short-term priority in Ukraine is the presidential elections process. We ask all the partners to send the international observers to Ukraine to monitor the elections, and also ask the partners to make everything possible to eliminate the external threat and provocations supported by Russia in Ukraine to allow these elections to take place in a free and democratic way. What is important now is to, and the priority for Ukraine is to hold the presidential elections. If Russia is ready to commit itself to support these elections and to eliminate the threat and to eliminate its support for the extremist group in Ukraine, we are ready to have such a round of meetings.
Well, let's wrap up the bulletin tonight, and that's been on the show tonight. From me and the news crew, we say many thanks. Please do join us tomorrow for more stories across the country and around the world. I am Sabena Izoku, and thank you very much indeed for watching. I wish you a lovely night.